Yo, Gatekeeper here. Here we are matching 240 HG 2879Cs, the competition 2879. That's what the C stands for. And they're tight. This is the way I like for them to be when I'm matching them. 6 rows or less if possible, so they're doing pretty good. They're not scattered all over the board. 42. But this is the first time of me matching this many at one time, so I know I'm going to run out of space up here on the board, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do about that. What I need to do is have me some of these boards right here, this cardboard, made up, but only have let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 numbers on each cardboard. So basically start matching them, and basically I'll have the whole space of one cardboard for eight rows. That's what I need to do. But anyway, HG has now moved up a number, and they're lot numbers for the C's. Not sure if I was the first one to get this lot number or not, but I know it wasn't that long ago. It was only about a week in between my last order, and my last order were 22 D08s. These are 23 D08s, so these are the newest C's. Now I'm not going to go into explaining the reason why they changed right now, because I don't want to say the wrong words. I got an interpreter set up for tonight. I'm going to talk to North, or my guy at HG, and I'm going to quote, but supposedly there is no difference between the lot numbers. Meaning if you got 20 D08s, '22 or 23, etc., there's supposedly no difference, but I myself would rather keep them matched. But I want to know 100% there's no difference, because if there is a difference, that's not that good of a thing. Because if you're trying to fix an old box you've done, you know, it's got 20 or 22 D08s, 43. But I don't believe that's the case. I think mainly, just like Toshiba's, when it comes down to it, it's just do they match or not. It's that simple. If you're about to repair an old box you built, do they match or not? I think this right here, with them doing this with the lots like this is more or less for them up there at the factory, because the chips themselves are the same. That's the D08 that you see. See, D08, if you notice on the regular standards, you got 16 D08. That's because a standard 2879 and the C, they're using the same exact chips. The only difference is the C has 6 chip arrays. It's actually more than that, but it's 6 chip arrays. We just call the array one chip. So these bad boys right here have 6 in them. You can see them if you ever look at the top with the top off. 3 down one side, 3 down the other side. On a standard 2879, you'll see 2 on one side, 2 on the other side. Ooh, we got us a nice 44. So let me get off this camera. I'll be back. We're matching, going through all this trouble for y'all, so y'all can have a better peace of mind when purchasing these from me, so that you know that you're getting transistors that at least have the same HFE value. Makes you feel a little bit better. A lot of other guys don't go through this trouble. Because yes, they are technically already HFE matched when we get them from HG, but the problem is the machine that they use will get a little hot and they've got to turn it off, let it cool down, turn it back on. But at the end, at the very end of when it was getting hot and when it's turning back on, those are a little gray area of time that the machine is not as accurate, and that's why you will get a small discrepancy like you see up here. That machine they're using is very expensive. They just haven't purchased another one. And I am the one that even told HG that this is what they should be doing, because in the beginning they wasn't going to be doing this. And I remember the very first shipment that I got, just for testing, not for selling, I could tell that the HFE values were kind of all over the place, just like they were when I first made the first purchase of what they did sell that was called a 2879. And that's when I let them know that it's very important that these are matched. And he was like, "Do we need to charge an extra fee for that?" And I said, well, all I could tell him was RF Parts doesn't charge an extra fee for theirs. Alright, I gotta take my girlfriend to work, y'all. This is one day I would love her to be able to drive herself. Yeah, I got so many transistors to match. I got pills right here on the board. Hey, Dad. Old Pops is out here. I'm just going to tell yourself, load yourself up with a shotgun, because I got to leave, take her to work. And if anybody comes around here looking like they're trying to steal some of these pills, just unload on them, all right?
Yeah, I do it.
Appreciate you, bud.
I'll take care of it.
I hate leaving pills out here in the open like this once I leave to go somewhere. All it takes is one hothead coming out here, so I'm gonna rip old GK off.
You better get on out there.
Yeah, I better get out there, or my girlfriend gonna rip my head off. Alright, I'll be back. And as on as the stacks grow. Yeah, I'm trying to hurry up and race through this. I got an hour to get this done. Get about 15 packages packaged and still match 128.79, so I don't think this is going to be possible. Set my alarm this morning for 9:30, and for some reason woke up at 1:30. And I woke up beside the sweet thing. I'm like, what the hell happened? And why was my phone sitting on my chest? She said, well, your alarm started going off and you asked me to hand you the phone. I'm like, I did? She's like, yeah. And your alarm went off about 3 or 4 more times. When I set an alarm, I set about 4 or 5 alarms. She said it went off 4 or 5 more times. I looked over there at you and you just kept clicking cancel. I said, I literally have no memory of doing that. See, for about the last 2 or 3 years, I've been on a voyage. Well, maybe 4 years, 3 or 4 years. I've been on a voyage of trying to figure out what the heck's wrong with me. Because I have vivid memories. See, I used to work at night mostly. That's back when I didn't have a girlfriend. I didn't have as much responsibilities, and I would just basically sleep till 11 or 12. Mostly in the summer when the kids are out of school. I sleep till 11, 12, get up and just basically work till 2 or 3 at night. Sometimes I'd work 14, 15, 16 plus hours a day because I love what I do. Love it with a passion. Not a lot of people can say that the job that they do, they actually love. that it's an actual hobby. Not many people can say that. Man, these things are stacking high. But about 3 or 4 years ago, I started noticing, man, that I was needing more naps. That I was needing, and it got to the point where if I didn't have one nap every day, well, there wasn't no if I didn't. I had to have a nap every day, or I'd be falling asleep right here at the bench. And so I got on a voyage of trying to figure out what was wrong. So I finally started working out, thinking that was it. I just need to work out because I was up to about 350 pounds. I'm almost 6'4". I'm a big dude. So I kind of got to a plateau where I was kind of maxing out my bench and everything, like every 2 months or so. And I noticed that, I was increasing. But then the last 2 months or so, I didn't increase. I actually dropped a little. I said, that's impossible. I'm working my chest out like 3 times a week. That's impossible. How have I decreased my bench? And I'm like, maybe I just had a bad day. So I checked it again about 2 days later. And nah, man. So I actually went and put it in Google. What could make someone not be gaining muscle like they're supposed to while working out? And the first thing I saw popped up, testosterone, low testosterone. I'm like, oh, please, no. At the time, I'm like 36. I'm like, nah, that can't be me. So I went and made me an appointment. And lo and behold, my testosterone was below 100, man. I think it was 98. That's the type of testosterone an 80 or 90-year-old man has. And then it also hit me. I ain't going to talk about this on video, but I could tell that explains some other things, if y'all get my drift, no pun intended. Oh, we got it as a 46 for the first time, y'all. It's probably going to get a little higher since we're getting deeper. This is the next 120 right here, by the way. So these last, as I get deeper in this, they might get a little higher. We'll see. 44. Yeah, so we may start filling these out a little bit more up here on this end. So anyway, I got on TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. And I heard all these good news, that'll change your life. Your mind will be a lot clearer and all this. And yeah, I did have some things change and get better. But I still had that issue of needing that nap. 46, cool. I still had that issue with needing that nap and just being tired, just not having motivation when I know my brain is there, but my body's not. So that's all the way down here on 37. Y'all see that? That's the lowest HFE of the bunch right now over there, 37. That's why we match these, y'all. You don't want to build a 16 pill and then have a 37 in there, and then I'll have all your other ones 46. And I don't think so. It may be work just fine, but I don't want to do it. So then I kept going to doctors, man. I looked at some other things, found out my vitamin D was low. Got on B12 injectables. Just trying all kinds of stuff, man, and then one day my girlfriend said, "You scare the heck out of me last night." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She said, "You quit breathing." I'm like, "I quit breathing? What the heck you mean I quit breathing?" She's like, "You literally were breathing, just stopped breathing. And then you just gasped for air like you were coming out of water or something." I'm like, She's like, "You need to go check and see if you got sleep apnea." I'm like, "Man, that's what fat people have. I ain't got no sleep apnea." And she's like, "No, remember we were watching the strongman stuff?" Because I was watching the strongman stuff with her not too long ago. And she's like, "Don't you remember the 2 or 3 strongmen of strongman competitions that all of them said they all wear CPAP machines at night, it ain't because they're overweight. It's just so they're so big. It constructs their airways when they sleep at night. And I'm like, yeah, you're right about that. So I will admit it took about 7 months to get down to the bottom of it. So I went to my doctor, and my doctor, they're not the best at following through with stuff, which I absolutely hate. And they finally got the thing to me to sleep with for 3 or 4 days. The test to see if you do have sleep apnea. And for y'all that don't know what sleep apnea is, basically, it's when you go to sleep. When you're sleeping, that's when your body is rejuvenating itself. Man, we got a lot of 42s. I'm just going to keep stacking them. I hope none of them fall. It's when your body rejuvenates itself. And you need more oxygen at night. That's why you breathe a lot heavier. Most people breathe a little heavier. But if you're constricted or up for other reasons or physical reasons, you're not getting enough oxygen and you're not breathing properly while you're sleeping. So I remember right when she told me that, I put my phone on my chest one night and pressed record on audio and recorded right there by my chin. And when I listened to it the next day, it scared the living beep out of me. It scared the crap out of me. I could hear myself doing this. Like a regular breath, you know. But then there would be like a 12 to 14 second pause. I'm sitting there saying, dang, are you going to breathe? Well, normal people, you know, they'll maybe 3 or 4 seconds and another, you know, nah, man. I had like 14 second pauses. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, let me just try to do that now and see how that feels. And oh my God, I'm like, I can't believe that I'm doing that at night. I'm not even breathing enough. And you know, people can die from this situation. So it scared me. I'm getting back in the gym. I got me a gym membership. I was working out really good, man. And I got with my sweet thing here, and my whole schedule changed. You know how it is when you get with somebody new. Your whole life changes. So my schedule changed and everything, and you know, she's got her stuff she's going through with her. Just started having those seizures out of nowhere. Never had seizures in her life, and I'm having to drive her everywhere. So I'm basically a chauffeur now. So yep, the test results came back, but it took them freaking 3 months. Let's see, 43. Man, I'm just gonna put it right there. We got more 43s than anything right now. Test result came back and said my oxygen is dropping from 50 to 60% at night. I 100% have sleep apnea. They asked me, does it run in the family? And I checked with my mom, and she said all of her sisters, every one of them, sleep with CPAP machines at night. She's the only one that doesn't. And I talked to them, and they said, you don't know how much your life is going to change when you get on that machine and you can actually get good rest every night. So y'all, I think that's been my problem, because I'm just not able to work. Like right now, just talking to y'all, yeah, I went to bed about 3 last night, 3 or 4. Fell asleep probably around 4. Slept till 1, but I feel like I had maybe 4 hours of sleep. You know how you feel? You feel it in your eyes and everything. And like right now, I could just go to sleep immediately if I lay down. And I will actually be doing that as soon as I get all these packages done. So let me roll. I'll be back, show the end result. So I have sleep out. I picked my machine up this Saturday. And I'm hoping that after that, the Gatekeeper's going to be back to his old self, being able to work like I'm supposed to. And it'll make quite a few guys happy too that's been waiting on me for certain things. But I'm glad most of you are understanding. Because, you know, a lot of guys just give excuses to basically hide that they're incompetent in areas. What I just told y'all just then, everything was absolutely the 100% truth. And I'm hoping that this right here, what I finally found, is going to be the answer of my little quest or journey. I've been trying to figure out what the heck's been wrong with me. Fatigued, tired, not being able to be motivated and work like I'm supposed to. All right, I'll be back. All right, y'all. This is what 240 2879Cs look like, stacked up, all matched. And if, one thing I'm going to have to do, the first move I've got to do is to get 64 of these matched. And as y'all can tell, you can sit here and look and tell, there's not going to be 64 that are matched to exact one HFE. These are the things you have to do when you're building big amps, you know, like that. The guy's going to be building big 64. To be able to get 64 of the exact same HFE, well, this is 240. Would 360 do it? Maybe. I'm trying to see what my biggest stack is. It looks like my biggest stack right here is 43 right here. 43. Let me just kind of hold the camera up so you can see it right there. I don't know how I got all them sitting on top of each other. How many is that right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that's about 10 stacked on each other right there. So I should be able to get 64, hopefully, from 2 stacks, I'm hoping. So that at least the HFE will only be one number apart. But I'm literally just going to sit here for a quick second and count real quick. But little pillars of 2879Cs. We got a call coming in. Y'all need transistors. 678-557-4846. Hit me up. They're going quick. If you ain't never dealt with me before, text me and tell me to send you a price list, and I'll give you all the details. Bye-bye.